In this video, I'm going to explain why the 2023 BMW S1000XR M package is the best sport touring bike you could buy. So I just picked this up. It had about 5,500 miles on it. The previous owner is a tech at BMW, at San Diego BMW Motorcycles. And he was selling a bunch of bikes, and so I was lucky enough to be able to get this bad boy. And he already had a bunch of things to it. He has his own tuning company. So right here, Performance Tuning SKR, that's his tuning company. He's got it all tuned already. Already has the radiator guard, oil cooler guard, different windshield on here. This thing is amazing. He put the carbon bits on there for the protection. He had the side cases. I threw the top case on, and it already has, from the factory, an exhaust on there. I probably wouldn't buy an exhaust myself. I haven't done so in a long time, but this already has the exhaust on there, and because it's the M package, there's a lot of differences, and they actually mean something. And the biggest one is the weight of the entire bike. So my previous 2023 S1000XR, the triple black, the normal one, it was about 500 pounds full tank of gas. This one is 432 pounds full tank of gas. That's huge. It's like 50 pounds lighter. So the biggest thing is the wheels. These are the M wheels, and it's like 6 pounds lighter. And that makes a big difference because it's rotational mass. So I thought the previous S1000XR was super nimble and flickable and amazing, which it was, just a normal one. But the M package is just a whole nother level. So just to give you a little bit of background. So there's the S1000XR. That's like the base model, right? The middle is this, the S1000XR M package. Like it has some cool M stuff on it, right? Like the seat and, you know, the wheels, whatever. Then there's the M1000XR, and that thing is just full-blown. Everything is different. Race, rear sets, it has different levers, it has carbon wheels, it's ridiculous. But that thing's also like $35,000, and I got this for an incredible deal. So this is the middle of the three. And I think this is the best one because the M1000XR, I don't even think it has capability for the luggage or anything, because it's a pure sport bike with the freaking windshield. It has the RR engine with the RR power. This is still the normal bike, the normal engine as the S1000 single R. Has the same engine, same power, but with this bad boy with the tune, right, it's roughly about 190 horsepower, so it's a little bit more than just from stock version because of the tune. So normally it would have 170 horsepower, about 84 pound-feet of torque. This right now, as it sits, is it's close to 190 horsepower, 84 pound-feet of torque. Maybe it's the same. He didn't dyno it, so I don't know the exact numbers. And just another thing, he put the little things on here, which is good because I would have done that anyway. And it has about a 5-gallon fuel tank. It's got a little thing right here. I put my extra batteries for my camera. It's keyless. Different riding modes I'll show you in a little bit. It has heated grips, cruise control, electronic suspension. It has the extra fog lights down there that come on, which is really nice. He put this other thing on there as well, which is like a little screen for the screen. And then this, of course, goes up and down. And this different windscreen, even with it down, it's amazing. I don't even have to wear earplugs if I don't want to. But usually on the highway or whatnot, I leave it up. And I'll ride around with it up today just because to block a little bit more wind so you could hear me better. But just know whenever I'm riding around by myself and I'm not recording a video, I keep it down because it's really good. And it's going to look like you're looking through the camera, but just keep in mind my eyes are 5 inches below, or my eyes are 5 inches, 4 inches above the camera. So I'm looking straight over it, but the wind protection is amazing. He already had the side cases on here, which is really nice, and I just put the top one on there. So with the white and the black, red, white, and blue, it's amazing. Of course, I have a white helmet. So let me show you the cases real quick. So you could just, if I push the key in and turn it, it'll just hold the handle will open up and I could take the whole cases off. But I just push down on there, open it up. So in this one, I just have the heavy toolkit, the BMW toolkit. It's got a little thing right here to keep stuff inside of it, which is nice. And then on this side, to even out the weight, I put a bunch of different stuff, but it almost weighs identical. So I took the two cases and weighed them to make sure I'm evenly distributing the weight. So on this side, as all the stuff falls out, so this, I got a bunch of random things in there. My first aid kit, tire plug kit, my tripod, in case I need to do something like that. So that's why I keep in that one. And then on the top case is more things I use more frequently. So I have a hat, water, things for my camera, a neck gaiter thing, sunglasses, things to clean off the windscreen, right, if I hit a bunch of bugs or whatnot. And I have a little thing in here somewhere. There it is. Little thing in there to clean off the windshield. So just things I use more often are in the top case, and the things I use way less often are in the side cases. And I usually have the side cases off, but I wanted to ride around with them on to show you what they look like with them on. All right, so let's get into the bike. So obviously it has a center stand, which is super nice. Whenever I park the bike, put up on the center stand. And if I put on the center stand when I'm just doing whatever and I open up the cases, things don't just fall out. Instead of just leaning onto the side, I open this one, it just falls out. So the center stand is nice, clean the chain and whatnot. Of course, it has a normal kickstand as usual. And here we go. Already has the handguards on there. There's a look at the bike. All right, so one good thing about this bike, why do I think it's the best sport touring one? So let me just give you a basic overview. So the power is amazing. The comfortability is astounding. Like, it's so comfortable. You can ride this thing all day. If I wanted to take off to go to Maine tomorrow, I would have no problem doing it on this bike with the cases and the power and the windscreen and the luxury and everything. Brakes are amazing. Brembo brakes, steel braid brake lines come on almost every single BMW. I pretty much think every BMW. Brakes are amazing. Technology is amazing. Power is amazing. The look of it, the comfort, the rideability, it's all amazing. They check out all the boxes. A lot of times people ask me about BMWs, like, oh, how's the service interval? Is it expensive? I heard that. So first, it doesn't have to have the oil change or be serviced every 6,000 miles is the interval, right? Which is a bunch. And then how is it compared to, like, if you buy, like, my track bike, a DRZ 400 Supermoto? Well, obviously this is going to be more expensive. Look at all the technology, look at all the things they have to take off to get to the parts, everything else. But keep in mind, this bike brand new is what, $25,000 brand new. I did not buy this brand new, but just keep in mind, you know, if you're a younger person, generally speaking, you're not going to have the money to afford a $25,000 motorcycle. And if you are buying something like this and you're working a job that you make $2,000 a month, that's probably a really stupid idea. So a lot of times people call this the dad sport bike or old man sport bike or whatnot. Well, obviously, because generally older people finally get enough to make enough money where they could afford a toy like this, where it would just be completely out of the price range for somebody else. So common sense applies, okay? All right, let me show the dash and everything like that. So it's keyless, which is also super amazing. All right, let me show you some cool stuff with this dash. So this is the normal screen, 5,800 miles. I'm in Dynamic Pro, RPM, blah, blah, whatever. So if I go down to the menu, I click it into sport mode. So it has 3 screens, and I think this is unique with the M package as well. So this is the normal sport mode that my other one had. So the traction control, how much brake pressure, RPM. It shows me in blue the max lean angle I did. If I turn off the bike and turn it back on, that will reset, and then white is current lean angle, mile per hour, everything else. But if I go over on the little wheel here, now I have another screen. Now I could do lap time. It also has RPM, lap time right there. The best DCT is over there. It doesn't care about lean angle for this screen. If I go over again, then it has a full-blown, like you're racing. It has the lean angle stuff, but it's pretty much just RPM and lap. It is a lot. And if I go down, then it just goes everything. Delete laps, it's ridiculous the amount of technology, okay? But I don't even use that screen or this one. Usually if I'm riding around, I have it in the sport screen, which is this right here. But let me show you here. So if I go into my vehicle, this has everything you can imagine on there. All the different stuff with your bike, the range, the PSI of the bike, the date, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of stuff. If I have the app, I could connect the app onto here, but I just have my wireless quad lock charger. I use my phone for everything. But if I go into the settings, vehicle settings, a whole bunch of things you could turn on and off, shift light, configure. So this is what I want to show you. So it has rain, road, dynamic pro, okay? So rain mode, it's 100% sensitivity of ABS, 100% sensitivity of traction control, but it lowers the power sensitivity, the throttle, and the torque. Road is 100% power, 100% torque, 100% traction control, 100% ABS, okay? Dynamic, 100% throttle, 100% torque, a little bit more sensitive, like reactive, and it lowers down the sensitivity of ABS and traction control. Dynamic Pro is you adjust it. So right here, engine, torque, and throttle response. I have it at 1, which is max, right? If I go into it, then you'll see optimum throttle response, max torque. If I go up, dynamic, optimum throttle response, reduced torque in lower gears. So dynamic, a little bit reduced torque. Then there, gentle throttle response, and then rain mode, gentle throttle response, reduced torque in lower gears. So you can just adjust it. I keep it in 1. Engine braking. So road, and then dynamic, average engine braking, and then minimum engine braking. I like engine braking, so I just leave it on up there. Traction control, how much traction do you want? High performance, maximum performance, high stability, maximum stability. So I think I have it in 2. Wheelie, high wheelie possible, minimal support. Dynamic, slight wheelie possible, optimum propulsion, and road, maximum stability. So I had this in 1, I'll just leave it there. Then here's one thing, ABS, 5 different levels. So let me just max it out. Oops, wrong way. So max it out, rain mode, everything. ABS, front, rear, distribution to rears max, anti-rear lift, so you can't do a stoppie, and then ABS Pro, lean angle. So that's max rain mode. Okay, if I go in road, the only difference is anti-rear lift is down to medium, and ABS Pro is a little bit less intrusive. Dynamic, now it's medium for front, rear, and distribution to the rear, and it's minimum anti-rear and minimum ABS lean angle. But I have it in 2. So I take off completely. This is how I ride around all the time. There's no anti-rear lift, so I could do stoppies all day long, and there's no lean angle ABS. I take that off as well. There's still ABS on the front and the rear, and the distribution to the rear is also minimum, because these are integrated brakes. A lot of people make a mistake and they say they're linked. They're not linked. When I apply a front, some goes to the rear, minimum. But when I apply the rear, it only applies to rear. It does not transfer anything to the front. And because there is a little bit of distribution to the rear, if I go to stop as fast and as hard as I can, I only worry about the front brake, because the bike automatically goes a little bit to the rear. Now if I go to 1, it takes off completely rear, anti-rear, and ABS Pro, but there's still front, and there's still a little bit on distribution to the rear. But I like to go like this because I do a lot of low speed stuff, and I'm always on the brakes really hard, and I just don't want to be skidding everywhere. So this is how I ride around, right? So if you have a bike like this, an RR, a single R, an XR, you want to set up your thing to what I have, that's what I have. And then you can reset the whole thing. And a bunch of other things you can go to, shift light, the light will come on and flash, blah, blah, blah. So there's all that. Plus, up here on the line, like right now I just have fuel, total miles. Once I start rolling, it tells me the pressure and then how many miles till empty. I just went and filled up the gas tank just so I could show you. So 174 miles on a tank of gas, which is really nice. Sport touring. Remember, this is a touring bike, but it's also capable of sport riding. Sport bike riding. Okay, so what does that mean? So a full-blown sport bike, great. It's an awesome sport bike. It's super fast. You go flying around everywhere, but it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. Most people have sport bikes. They're like, oh my God, get me off this thing after like an hour. And a lot of people are looking for a little bit better option, like the Kawasaki, whatever their sport touring bike is. The Suzuki has one as well. So this is touring, as you can see. It's upright. It's got a nice wide handlebar. It's got a windshield. But at the heart of the whole entire bike, the engine and the torque and everything, and the wheel size, everything, it's pure sport bike. This is identical engine as the single R. So the single R is the naked version of all this crap. You kind of change the suspension. This has longer suspension. You take off all the plastic and you have the single R. The XR has all that stuff. So the touring is the bags, the handlebar, the windshield, the longer suspension, etc. Sport, if it's just pure sport, then it doesn't have any of that stuff, of course. But the best of both worlds, in my opinion, which is why I think this is the best sport touring bike, is because it does have all the luggage capability. It's extremely comfortable. But when I go out in the twisties and the Twisty Mountain Road, this is 100% a sport bike. And if you never test rode one of these before, I cannot recommend it enough. It is amazing. And you'll be absolutely surprised about the butter smooth quick shifter up and down. You only use the clutch whenever you're stopping or going. Otherwise, up and down, you don't touch the clutch at all. I forgot to mention, it has a little thing right here for USB, so I could charge some stuff. 2 USB ports on this one, so I could charge more stuff. It's freaking amazing. The bike is phenomenal. Okay. So there's all the technology, like I said, the brakes, and then it also has, but I had them taken off, a little bracket right here, and it could have a thing for a GPS. You could put your phone on there, or you could actually use the BMW GPS. I use my phone for all that stuff, so that's why I took that off. Plus I like to have it a little bit more open whenever I'm riding around instead of having 2 screens. Just the one is fine. By the way, cruise control, that's super nice. It doesn't have a dynamic or adjustable cruise control, just normal cruise, but that's still amazing. All right, what else about the bike that I could just show you right here that I didn't already say? Oh, so I bought this bike the way it is. Of course, the normal size tires, 120/70 ZR17, 190 55 ZR17. And these are Metzler. Yeah, they're Metzler Road Tech S1000XR. I ride around stock pressure on the street, so 36 cold in the front, 42 cold in the rear. I check and adjust my pressure every single time before I go riding. So if I ride 5 days in a row, I will check and adjust my pressure so it's exactly 36, 42. And all the people that worry about the brand of tires and the tire pressure and all this kind of stuff and performance riding and street bikes and twisty mountain roads, 99% of the time, they just need to learn how to ride better. Because I'll ride around very, very quickly, not moving my body. I don't care what tires are on here, and it's stock pressure. So don't worry about that much. Just learn how to ride better. That's my advice. Take Superbike school, take Champ school, take SoCal Supermoto, take American Super Camp, take MotoVentures, do some track days, etc. So I'm going to be taking this bike to a big track. I'll probably do another private day with Jason Pridmore like I did before on my previous XR, but I'm probably going to do another one with this bike just for fun because I love learning. Anyway, I think that's it with the bike, unless I think of something else, just exterior that I could show you. So time to get out and ride, okay? So I'm going to just try to give you the best experience dialogue, commentary I can while I'm riding it. But I really recommend, even if you just bought a bike and you're like, I love it, it's my favorite bike in the world, go to BMW and test ride one of these. It just to see. Because there's so many people like, oh man, you just love BMWs. I really don't care about the brand itself. I mean, I really don't care. I just care about the quality of all the things I care about. The brakes, the suspension, the technology, the reliability, the easiness to use, the screen, the way it looks, the way it performs, the way it sounds, the way it feels. So if Suzuki made this exact bike, but it was just Suzuki, well then I would have bought that bike. But they don't make something like that, right? And I know there's the Ducati Multistrada, there's a bunch of other bikes, but because of all the things I'm saying, the way the screen is, the service interval, the way it looks, the way it performs. I rode almost every bike you could imagine, and I'm already used to this bike, I already understand it, but the M package, this is the highest or the middle one, and I think it's best for what I'm doing. Since this is my street bike, and I just bought a DRZ 400 Supermoto for my track-only bike, so on the street, I want to be able to carry stuff around, sweatshirts, cones, tripods, tools, if not for me, because a lot of times I'm with people, I'm like, hey, do you have zip ties? Do you have a pliers? Do you have this or that? So I like to be able to carry stuff to have for other people, water, tire plug kit, things like that. Just street bike. And then also on my previous 2023, this seat is like a bowl, right? And with my other XR, I was still riding around in full leathers on the street, which I don't do anymore. I'll still ride around in full leathers and doing body position and everything else, and moving your butt off on this ridge was really uncomfortable. So I found out the 2024 XR seat snaps directly into this. You don't have to change or modify anything. So if you have a 23 XR, just know the normal 2024 seat, not the low one or anything else, just a normal seat will snap into here, no problem. Everything will be totally fine, and it's a lot better seat, so it's a little bit more flat and doesn't have this crazy bowl shape. But because I'm not moving my body at all when I'm riding around the street, this bowl like hugs your butt, and it's insanely comfortable. Plus it's the M seat, it just looks cool. So there's that. Make sure everything is locked up. That's one thing I gotta start doing since it's the cases. And okay, easy way to get on a bike if you don't know, just put your left foot on, squeeze the front brakes, you don't go anywhere, and step on up and over. Because if I don't do that, I tend to kick one of the side cases, and I don't want to keep on doing that. Alright, my phone in my pocket. Everything is good. Oh, by the way, if I go fill up the gas tank, once I turn off the bike, then this thing opens up for the fuel. It's keyless. Just another thing. Push the button, everything starts up. And since I just had it in sports screen, it should be back in sports screen the way I left it. There we go. There it is. All right. And once I get back to the parking lot here, I'll turn the bike on and kind of do a walk around so you can hear it. But here, it's pretty awesome. All right. I don't know if that kid was scared or excited. He looked a little of both. So check it out, no clutch. Can you hear that? I love going down because it's like pop, 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 watch. Can you hear that popping? Freaking awesome. Remember, I have anti-rear lift. Oft. Stoppy. Brakes are so good. It's one of my favorite things because why would you go fast if you can't stop fast, right? If the bike is capable of going fast, it should have really good brakes to slow it down. So this bike performs really good anywhere you take it. Super technical, twisty roads like Banner Grade or Palomar or Wynola, all the really twisty roads around here. It also performs insanely well on big, open, sweeping, fast turns like the road I'm on right now, Otay Lakes or Highway 94. It just doesn't care where you are. The bike just doesn't care. You want to go ride the thing, it just performs. So usually on these bikes, which I've done on almost every BMW I've had so far, there's a big dead spot between 5,000 and 8,000 RPM, 4,000, 8,000, where you're on the throttle, and if you do a dyno with this stock, because of the restrictions, because of the emissions, or because of the noise, they really dumb down 4,000 to 8,000. It's like no horsepower, literally. But then you get it flashed by either BT Moto or somebody else. By the way, you get a discount, MotoJitsu 5% discount with BT Moto. You pretty much unlock the technology, you unlock the bike, so there's no more dead spot. So because this thing was already tuned, I don't have to go get the BT Moto flash because he already has it all tuned up and everything, right? So now when I get on the gas anywhere I want to, it just absolutely rockets, right? And you can see the miles per hour here. I'll go in third gear, I'll go about 50 miles per hour, right where the normal dead spot would be, about 50 miles per hour for 5,000 RPM. And you can just see the RPM climb. It's wild. Watch. It's awesome. A little bit of dirt. Just got done raining the last couple days everywhere, so the roads might be a little bit dirty. Look at coming out of the corner. Incredibly quick and easy to ride. And if I need to slow down, no one behind me, watch. Shows me the brake, the amount of meters per second squared, brake pressure. Now if I were to whack on the throttle super hard or hit some patch of dirt or whatever else, then the traction control would come on and kind of interfere a little bit. So, but the thing that a lot of people don't realize is I just showed you the level of ABS I have. I have it really far down, but traction control hardly ever comes on when I'm riding. So that means it's irrelevant. If this on your bike is just going absolutely crazy, you probably have very poor throttle control. And if you didn't have the technology it is, you'd probably be high-siding yourself. So just keep that in mind. That stuff is not really like, yeah, cool, it's there just in case I go off-road or something happens, but if that DCT on your BMW is just always lit up, your throttle control is horrible. Like you're doing way too much, and you're lucky the bike is saving you. Because even accelerating really hard out of the corner, I mean, right? That shouldn't be lighting up like a wild man. All right, since we're behind some cars, let's talk about the bike a little bit more. So again, super flickable, super maneuverable. So big, wide handlebars in the upright seating position, fun. Small handlebars, leaning forward, you know, handlebars are tilted in, don't do much movement all like this, not so much fun. In terms of a daily rider, distance riding, everything else. You get a handlebar and you're upright and you got a windshield, but you still have 190 horsepower. It's so much fun. It's so incredibly nice. Like I said, I could take this thing up to go across country on this thing, go to Tail of the Dragon and, you know, Utah and Wisconsin, just go flying around everywhere, and it would be perfectly fine. I wouldn't have an issue with it. And it would be good because even if I wanted to go on like a fire break road, I still could go off-roading on like a simple fire break road. I could do that. I wouldn't be doing single trail on the thing, obviously, or jumping it, but you could still do it. I wouldn't be afraid to like go up that trail right there. I would still figure it out. Would I have the best grip and would it be the best bike to do so? No, but obviously you could do a lot. It's just the skill of the rider. But even one-handed, look, just pushing and pulling. You want to go right, you push right. You want to go left one-handed, what do? You pull on the right handlebar, it'll make the bike go to the left, right? Simple counter steering. And a lot of people don't even understand counter steering, not to talk about technique when this is a bike review, but ride one-handed for 100 miles. For your whole twisty mountain road next time, ride one-handed. Sure, you'll have to lower the pace down, But if you can't ride one-handed, well, you don't even know how to counter steer effectively, because that's how you steer a bike. If I put the thing on cruise control, sure, I could kind of force and try to get it to go a little bit. The bike is still counter steering, by the way. It's just very inefficient. Like, I kind of get the bike and move my weight to go, but there's no way I'm going to make it down a mountain road like this. Like, once I try to get my body over, and then once I get it going, it's hard to bring it back. And I'm like, gosh, I would have went off-road right there if I wouldn't have. So just understand, even if I'm riding no-handed, look, even if I'm going no-handed, you're like, oh, look, you're still going through the corner. Yeah, obviously, I could move my body to get it to go. You're still going, but the bike is still counter steering. Because counter steering is you push left and go left. Ready? Watch this. I'm going to go way over here. One finger. Push right, go right. And how long do you push? Until you're at your desired lean angle, then stop pushing. So what happens is you push left, the bike destabilizes, starts to fall and lean, starts to lean, right? And then once you stop pushing, the handlebar does turn in the direction you're going. And that happens automatically, even with no hands. Like, the bike is still doing those slight movements. Counter steering is just the very first step to get the thing to lean. After that, the handlebars turn in the direction you're going. The good thing is you don't have to worry about the second step at all. That's physics. The bike loves you. It's going to take care of that. It's the caster effect of trail. All you have to know is you want to go right, you push right. If you're going wide, push more right. Like, it's very, very simple. You're not leaning enough, push more. You're leaning too much, stop pushing, pull up, or push the other handlebar, right? So just keep that in mind. But like I said, very, very nimble, even on cruise control. Wee, wee. And it's kind of neat. I can see the lean angle. I'm doing like almost 40 degrees of lean just by weaving back and forth. Look at it. And this thing has a surprising amount of ground clearance. So my hip to my knee to my foot ratio is pretty tight. Even though it's a sport touring, it's more comfortable. I mean, it's not as, my heels aren't as close to my butt as a sport bike would be, but it's pretty damn close. It's maybe only 6 inches away from the heel of my boot to the bottom part of my butt. The foot pegs are pretty high. That means there's a lot of ground clearance. And because of that, it's pretty awesome. Very, very capable. Another thing, right here I got electronic suspension. So right now the preload is on auto. So once they take off and start going, after about a minute, the computer just recognizes how much weight I have and adjusts the preload formula of how high the bike wants to be, right? If I take a passenger on right now, obviously the bike's gonna be squatting down, but after a minute, it will slowly start to add preload in the rear to compensate for the weight of the passenger or the luggage or whatever else. So preload is automatic, which is nice. Next to it is dynamic and road. Let me show you. So right now it's on dynamic. If I put it to road, 0 throttle, now it's on road. So all that did was the damping. So right now, you guys understand this, right? This is damping. That's all you have to know. Right now in road mode, the needles are out a little bit more. So more oil can flow through, making it more comfortable, right? It'll handle the bumps. It'll be a little bit more bouncy, right? Very free, very bouncy, okay? But if I keep standing up, I just put it in road mode. Let me take it off cruise control. There, now it's in dynamic. So it went from bouncing up and down like 4 or 5 inches of bouncing to maybe 2 inches of bouncing. So right now in dynamic, it's way stiffer. That's the feeling, way stiffer. Then if I go right here, put it back in road mode, go to 0 throttle to activate it. Now it's, wow. Now it's like a trampoline, okay? So usually, if I remember, I'm in road mode to the highways or, you know, right on the highway, community, just whatever I'm doing, until I get to the fun twisty stuff. Then I put it in dynamic, push the needles back in, make it a little bit tighter. Don't want to be so bouncy as I'm going around the twisties. See what I'm saying? So it's pretty awesome. Very, very fun, very, very quick bike. And like I said, sport touring, it's both. It's 100% a sport bike in the twisty mountain roads. Super leverage. That's the nickname for this bike. Super leverage with this damn handlebar. All my energy is going directly forward into the bar, so counter steering at the precision of making those bikes steer is super easy and very responsive. If you have a sport bike, for example, and you're leaning far down, it's going to seem like to you that you're pushing down, even though that does nothing. And you're losing a lot of leverage because a lot of energy is going down instead of forward. A bike like this, My forearms and my wrist is level. It's parallel to the ground, only pushing forward, which makes the bike respond so incredibly quickly. You see what I'm saying? Because down does nothing, believe it or not. If you're like, no, don't, down is how I go. So a lot of people who think down does something. If I go like this with the handlebar and I hammer fist it, if I hit down, the bike should shoot to the right, correct? If you think, right now I'm pulling left in order to go right, counter street. But if I hammer fist, I should go into the mountain, right? That's what people think, down. So I'm gonna hammer fist this handlebar, I'm gonna go right off into the dirt right here. Watch, ready? Down. Look, I'm hitting down. Why am I not turning? Down, 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 down. Now watch, forward. Down does nothing. For anybody who thinks down makes the bike turn, why am I not turning? I'll sit here all day long and keep panning it down, and I will just keep going straight. Look, down, down, down. I can't turn, I can't turn. Now I'm gonna pull. Surprise, ta-da. Down does nothing. It's forward. So the more you can get your arms to be parallel with the ground and push forward, the better it's gonna be. And this bike is awesome at that, because the position that you're in, because it's sport touring, all your energy is going forward, which is why so many people who ride this bike, I let my buddies borrow to ride a bike. I'm like, hey, you gotta go up and down the mountain with it, check it out, test ride it. They're like, I can't believe how nimble it is. I can't believe how responsive. I can't believe how little energy it takes for this damn thing to turn. I'm like, yes, because look at where all your energy is going. It's going forward directly into the handlebar, and it's making this bike respond now. Like, there's no delay, just bam, go. So like, okay. I was like, yep. Get some good trail braking going into this corner, check it out. Zero throttle on the brake, slowly release the brake, where's the slowest point in the corner, slow point turn, back to full throttle. So keep in mind, with big powerful bikes, right, you kind of sacrifice corner speed, the middle of the turn. You don't want to be going fast in the middle of a turn on a big bike. If you're going fast in the middle of a turn on a big powerful bike, you are not riding the bike at the way it was designed to be ridden. Your mind is acting like you're riding a little R3. On a smaller bike like my DRZ, you want to maintain corner speed and mid-corner speed, and you have more lean angle and a lot of lean angle because the bike doesn't have any power. On a big powerful bike, forget about mid-corner speed. You want to drive it in fast, entry, on the brakes, trail brake, right? Drive it in, forget about mid-corner speed, slow the thing down. Your only goal in life is to get it turned, get it off the edge of the tire to put down that 190 horsepower on the pavement. But if you're trying to go faster, if you're trying to go faster or learn to go quicker, and you have a big powerful bike, if you're chasing lean angle or mid-corner speed in order to do that, you are going to crash. Forget about mid-corner speed on a big powerful bike. Big powerful bikes, you want to use the engine and the brakes. Big powerful bikes do two things well: accelerate and stop. That's what your advantage is on a big bike. That's why we have a big bike. But a lot of people, they have little bikes, and then they get a big bike and they're still riding it like a little bike, because they don't know there's a whole different mentality, there's a whole different perspective, there's a whole different techniques you want to learn and way to ride a big bike versus a small bike. For example, check it out, going through here on the brakes, downshift, sacrifice mid-corner speed. Once I get it turned, full throttle. And I can get the throttle earlier, and I can accelerate way harder out of the corner. So on a big bike, forget about cornering fast, mid-corner, and you want to exit fast. You want to slingshot out of there, right? Think about a slingshot on a 1000cc bike. Slingshot out of there. You're not, so like, how stupid would this be? For a slingshot, you guys know what a slingshot is, right? So imagine a person with a slingshot, they're trying to pull it back really fast and then let go. It's like, well, the pulling of it back has nothing to do with where the stone is going that you're about to launch, that you're going to shoot. It's about pulling it back to load everything up, and you're just going to shoot off fast. So someone trying to ride a 1000cc bike like a little bike is like someone trying to pull back really fast on a slingshot and then let go very slowly. It's like, that's not the point of what you're doing. So a 1000cc bike, that's not the point. Drive it in, slow the bike down in the middle of the turn, and use the engine. Shoot out fast. Exiting fast is your goal on a big powerful bike. Eventually, once you get really good on the brakes going in, once you get really good on powering coming out, then later, then you start to work on maybe a little bit more mid-corner speed, but only after you mastered the brakes going in and the throttle coming out. So this is the same for a reason, and it works. Slow in, fast out. Get the bike slow down. Okay, where's the exit? Yeah, slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay, slow in, slow down, slow down, slow down. Sacrifice, where's the exit? There it is. Get the bike pointed. Now you can exit fast. That's the idea of a big bike. But I'm going to ride the bike how people do. Look at it. They're going really fast into the corner. A whole lot of leaning, like, ah, holy crap, holy crap. And then their exit sucks. Like their entrance is almost faster than their exit. And if you're doing that, you're lucky you made the corner. You want to make the exit quicker than your entrance. So look it up. I'll show you right here. Going quick on the brakes, slow it down, maybe downshift. I go into it, slow the bike down, slow point, shoot. See what I'm saying? Big difference. Now that's going to feel slower because you're not cornering fast in the middle of the turn, but overall it'll be quicker. And you're spending less time on the edge of the tire. You're going to have less max lean angle because the most amount of your lean angle comes from mid-corner speed. That's where you have the most amount of lean angle. So if you're sacrificing mid-corner speed, you're going to have less lean angle, but you're going to be able to get on the throttle earlier and quicker because of it. And we have a big, powerful bike. That's the point. So keep that in mind. All right, let's play around a little bit. Absolutely phenomenal. Cruise control is amazing. Got the windshield. I'm comfortable. If I really needed to, if I start to get sore, if I'm going for a long ride, just stand up. There you go. And cruise control. Stretch out my legs a little bit. I'm 5'9", about a 32-inch inseam, maybe 30-inch inseam, something like that. My tippy toes are pretty much on the ground on both sides. It is a little bit of a taller bike, but keep in mind my right foot. Go back down so you can hear me. My right foot almost never goes on the ground. I kind of scoot my butt off a little bit to the left, and my left foot goes flat, and my right foot stays on the rear brake. So if you're shorter than 5'9", you're like, I don't know, I love the bike, but I'm kind of short. That's okay. It's how you ride any tall bike, or if you're short. It's just all the same thing. 1 foot flat is better than 2 toes tippy-toeing. So move your butt off a little bit before you come to a stop. Left foot goes flat on the ground. And like kind of like the back of your right butt cheek or the back of your right leg will be on the seat, foot stays on the rear brake. So 1 foot goes down. So keep that in mind. What's up? So don't be intimidated by that. Plus, you could get a different seat. You could get a low seat, or there's even an XR with low suspension. It's like an inch lower. So you get a low suspension XR with the low seat. Man, I've seen people that are 5'3" ride this bike totally fine. No problem. So keep that in mind. And of course, there's a whole bunch of different models. This is, I would say, the top one for sport touring, but they got the, I can't believe I just forgot the name. It's Tiger 660 Sport Triumph. That's like the beginning sport touring bikes, right? Tiger 660 Sport. And then there, you know, you go a little bit higher up to maybe a couple different bikes, and then you got like the Tracer 9GT, right? Quick shifter up and down, it's got cruise control, a bunch of different things, but it still has rubber lines. Not the best technology in the world, blah blah whatever. Then you go up a little bit more. You got different bikes, you know, Kawasaki, Suzuki, whatever. Then you got this, right? And then you get this, and then maybe you have the M package, and it's like pure sport bike. You don't care about luggage or anything else, but you want the handlebar and windshield, great. And then, you know, Ducati Pikes Peak and all the kind of thing with luck, you know, whatever. But also that Ducati, the RS, which is like the top level 17-inch rim, Oling suspension, everything else, brand new, it's like freaking $15,000 more than a brand new one of this. So keep that in mind. And that all that extra money, are you really getting all that different, all that much more performance or fun factor? I would say no. You get more problems. You get more trips to the service department, maybe. But so to me, I don't think I don't think that bike is better than this bike. On paper, it might have better parts and everything like that, but when it comes to usability, rideability, reliability, things like that, I think this is the sport touring one. This bike specifically, not necessarily this year, but this bike with the M package, because it has all the cool stuff and the lower weight and everything, but you still have all the luggage. The base model XR is still amazing. It doesn't have the better wheels or the screens or the exhaust. It's just normal, which is awesome. I had that, like I said. And then the M version of this, the M1000XR, no luggage, small little windshield. I guess you could put a bigger one on maybe. Has the RR engine, more power. But, I mean, if you're using it for a sport touring bike, I think this is the best sport touring, for sure, 100%. And, which is why I got this over everything else I could have bought, which is pretty much anything. So, if you're on the fence thinking about you want to go ride and have fun in the twisty mountain roads, do some track days, but you also want it to be comfortable and take a passenger, go for a longer distance, I would highly recommend you, again, third time saying it, just go test drive this damn bike. Go to a BMW shop and be like, hey, MotoJitsu said the XR is amazing. I want to go test ride one to see what it feels like myself. I highly recommend doing that. You will see. I just let my buddy ride this bike down and up the mountain for the first time, and he couldn't believe. He was like, I can't believe how freaking nice this thing is. I'm like, dude, I'm not lying to you. It's pretty amazing. All right, I want to get my tripod set up, and just so I could show you some low speed stuff on this bike as well, and the capability of it. So you got a couple parking spaces right here. So in my MotoJitsu program, by the way, I have my own app. I have a bunch of books, but 2 out of my 4 books are in my app. If you want to do some low speed stuff on your own, just get some cones, download my app and play around. And one of the things I have is it's just parking space drills. So if you could do some circles in 2 parking space, that's like a 16-foot U-turn, which is pretty tight. So let me set up the tripod, and I'll put my phone on the tripod so you can actually see what it looks like from that perspective. All right, so hang out for a second. All right, got my phone set up so you can see from that perspective, and then I still got my chin cam rolling so you can see what it looks like of what I'm looking like. So let's do some low speed stuff, do some circles and whatnot so you could see. Very, very capable. Again, handlebar makes everything a whole lot easier. Handlebars turn a really good distance, but it also has a tremendous amount of lean angle capability, and those 2 things put together allows it to do some really, really tight circles like this. So inside 2 spaces, not even at full lock yet, and this is no problem. Easy peasy. Let me go the other direction. I'm like going through the weeds here, or the tree rather. Whee! So obviously if you could do 2 parking spaces, that's pretty damn tight. The rest of my MotoJitsu drills won't be that big of a deal. It's just about the transition and the timing and where you're looking and everything else. But as you can see, bike is amazing. Oh, let me show you guys real quick what the bike looks and sounds like while it's running. So just put this up until it's on both of its prongs. You should be able to let go of everything, right? And then you just step with all your weight and kind of pull up on this handle, right up onto the kickstand. So here's the sound of the exhaust. Oh, and also let me show you what the front lights look like. So the left one is on. They both have the little eyebrow things. Oh, I have the lights off. Let me push the button. And when you push the button, it also tells you right there that the lights are on. So I must have pushed it earlier without realizing it. There we go. I got the bottom lights on, which create that triangle. Nice bright white lights, and if I turn on the brights, then the other one engages, and these are pointed a little bit more forward. So there's with the brights on. See, it's a little bit more forward versus the other one. And look at that, just doing the low speed stuff, I got to 41 degrees on one side and 40 on the other. So there is the bike. There is the bike. Absolutely amazing. Highly recommend go test drive one of these yourself. You will not regret it. But just be careful. You might end up buying one. Alright, thanks for watching. Check out all the other bike reviews I have and subscribe to the channel. Again, look in the description. Link to my website has everything. All the discounts to all these different courses. All my gear that I own and that I'm wearing for the street, for the track, for the dirt, for everything. My Instagram is on there. 100,000 people on my Instagram, Facebook, links. Everything is on my website. So check out the link below. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.